Oh wait, I think I'm zoomed in. Hold on. The idea behind doing stop motion animation actually stemmed from a video that Trent and I did for his YouTube channel. It was something that both of us really enjoyed doing. So I kind of decided I was going to make a couple of little stop motion animation films on my own. That's kind of where Corbee came into the picture. I did this little animation called Teach Me to Love. It was a little 7-second little thing. And I absolutely just fell in love with it. Corbee actually is a helping hand that you use, it's a tool that you use to solder with. So I actually had it up on my little shelf here for the longest time with that little Teach Me to Love sign in his hands. And one day my husband was like, it would be really cool if like you animated that and used that as your puppet.
So I got a phone call from Rianne a few months back. I was at work, I was driving my big truck, and she's like, hey, I've got a question for you. Wondering if maybe you'd be interested in helping me out with a stop animation that I've been working on and have some ideas for. And I said, sure, let's do this. I'm going to make a balloon for every day that we shoot
Corbee,
video.
Shoot one. It's actually been wonderful working with Trent on set. There's always some shenanigans going on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't even see. And working with him has just been awesome.
You almost had it there.
Throughout the Trick or Treat animation, it took us roughly 2,000 photos to create the entire animation.
We ran into a lot of challenges when developing this film. Some of you may not realize that everything that we did was one picture at a time, one shot at a time.
So you would go and you would move his hand down, or whichever way you decide to go.
We would barely move an arm, take a picture,
then move him down a little bit again.
Move it again.
Then you move it down a little bit more.
Take a picture.
Then we're gonna move his head a little bit.
And we'd have 200, 500 shots in like 10, 30 seconds worth of work.
And move his head a little bit more. And take a picture.
Ran into a lot of challenges of when you move him and he would move further than what you needed him to do. So it would kind of look kind of weird, so we would go back and reshoot things. Issues with the way he would hold things, the limitations of how his arms and stuff can move, our trees moving in scenes. There was just a lot of struggles and stuff that we had to work with while doing it very old school and old style.
We just had this really old camera, a little old Canon, and a homemade trigger that my husband made back in college. It was like 8 years ago. So I'm actually surprised that this still works. We've had to keep soldering it back together. So unfortunately, with the old camera that we have, the USB port is actually broken on it. So we had no way to hook it up to the laptop or a monitor to see what we were doing. So we literally had a little tiny screen that we were looking at.
When it came to me trying to figure out how to do the trees, I wanted them to look kind of whimsical, kind of like more dead, not completely creepy dead, but kind of like flowing in the background, and I wanted little pops of color. Some of the challenges that I ran into was this clay. It doesn't really stick that great to the wire itself, so I had to like put it on thicker.
The biggest challenge for me was lighting a particular scene. It was actually the establishing shot of the house that you see behind me. I wanted there to be like this really awesome green or purple glow behind it. So we just had like such a hard time. We tried glow sticks, which did not work. I was very surprised it did not work. So we actually ended up using I have this uplight that changes colors. So we actually decided to just attach it to the back of the set with a little hole to make it glow on the inside of the windows. Animating was my favorite part of doing the animation. Besides actually doing the set design, which you see behind me, of the house, The house was actually created with a laser cutter and some corrugated cardboard. I actually went and took the skin off of the corrugated cardboard and cut it out. So that's how the texture, that's what the texture is.
As this being like my first stop animation film that I've ever done that was like a actual big production, was quite interesting, quite fun. I enjoyed the challenges, and being more hands-on and learning. I learned quite a bit from Rianne. She's great at what she does, and as both of us worked together and dealt with different issues like lighting and camera work and getting the set design to work with us and everything, it was quite fun.
I could not ask for a better partner in Trent to be there with me, doing this with me, because he just makes it so much fun.
We have a lot of projects that we're working on and have planned out for the future. We've got much better technology now. We're working on bigger sets, bigger dreams and goals, and bigger picture of Corbee. This was a fun short that we did, the Trick or Treat one, and we've got something coming out for all seasons. We've got things planned all the way out until next Christmas in 2019. So it's going to be a very exciting time for us. So make sure you guys are subscribed and following us on all of our social media so you can keep track with us, because you won't want to miss what we're coming out with.
The future of Corbee looks very bright to me. I absolutely love what we're doing, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds. Well, let's pretend like we're asleep.
You monkey take my money.
So, we just got finished with shoot 1. So how you feel after?
I can't wait to get more done.
I'm kind of on
I'm
this
like
high.
addicted.
I'm exhausted though. I'm like at this whole other level of exhausted, but
I am exhausted too, but I'm more excited about working on it more.
Yes, I know.
And seeing the final project.
I know.
It's the final product.
I'm like so excited, actually, because like
I was excited
a lot
when you asked me to do it.
Yeah.
Like I was extremely really excited.
Right.
And then when it became like, okay, we're talking about doing it, I'm like, oh my god, this is becoming a reality.
And then I sent you pictures like every day.
Yeah. And then tonight when we're actually shooting it, it was like, oh my god, this is not just a reality, we're doing this.
Yes, I know.
And it's amazing.